We've got this carbon market at the moment, Steve. We've got lots happening in the scene. But at the same time, it strikes me, I mean, while there are certain catastrophists who are saying that the world is at 1 minute to midnight, which I'm not entirely convinced about, but given the amount of mitigation that's taken place already, we certainly are at a point where it looks to me like the automobile about 1893. I mean, it's barely discernible as the thing that the rest of the world will go on to drive for the next century and a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting right now. I disagree I get pretty scared reading these IPCC reports. We are pretty close, but at the same time, we're at an inflection point. I hate to keep hyping my show, but I had a one with Bronson Griscom, who is a lead scientist at Conservation International now. I think he was at TNC before, but we talked about 30 years from now, if we get all these nature-based solutions up to scale, we really manage this energy transition, we could have ecotopia, is the term he used. Ecotopia is out there, as he put it, or we could be completely screwed. So I think we're at this point where there's going to be a lot of change. There's going to be a lot of legacy. The industry is going to suffer. A lot of companies that, this is again going back to the first Carney task force on climate transition risk, and companies that are caught flat-footed are going to be caught out. And there's a lot of evidence that most CEOs still think they can just buy offsets and be done, which they can't, or they can wait until 2040 and reduce, which they can't. I kind of went off topic there, but the industry is growing. The carbon offsetting is really a key driver of this, but it's really a larger economy that this sector is meant to produce.
What do you think are the most important things we need to see to improve the environmental markets now in the next 5 years?
I think we need transparency. We need comparability. I think we're getting what we need. We are getting, it's going to sound hokey, but what we needed was demand. That's what we didn't have before, and we have that. And I think we need education on the part of the public, too, to understand what's legit and what isn't. There's an interesting dynamic that's playing up right now, too, on both the nature-based side and the industrial side, which is supplies are really, for years we were in a demand-side market. There was mostly green-minded entrepreneurs who really wanted to go out and do good and make some money at the same time. So they created all of these projects, and a lot of them were floundering, and a lot of them were on the brink of going under just a couple of years ago. Now suddenly we've got all this demand, and it's flipped. And so there's a big surge towards going out and meeting that demand. And the question is, will they meet it with quality? And I think that's the thing that we need to do, is to ensure, especially with land use, because land use is so complicated, we need to make sure that we're getting verified, validated afforestation, reforestation projects, and not just playing some Yahoo to go plant a few trees. So that we need to make sure that people understand what the difference is between a good offset, a good credit, and one that isn't going to do anything.